grabbing a component jigsaw handout from the front. This will be the first thing you do. This will be what you use for the entire activity. Nico, what's number 2?
In your groups of 3, begin by reviewing slides at that tiny URL.
Yeah, so at this tiny URL, when you go to this, and you really only need one person in your group to be doing the problem, you go to this, and it will bring up another slideshow. This slideshow has some slides, and we don't need to go there quite yet. I see a couple people getting excited. It has some slides that go over a little bit like our objectives for this activity, that go over they preload you with some information that you'll need to know. Jose Luis, number 3, please. Yeah, so for this number 3, you are all going to be signing up for which component you're going to read about. And once again, we only need one person per group to fill this out, but this will allow you to be held accountable. If in Jose Luis's group, Jose Luis signs up for oil, but then goes and reads about the alcohol, then clearly there was a misconnect, and we have to make sure we fix that moving forward. Ruby, number 4, please.
The jigsaw acts as a reading list that tiny URL.com/article. Each group member gets a different component with a Latin alcohol. Share notes information with group members at 20 minutes.
Great, so this is the only activity we're doing the rest of class. Thank you, Ruby. I know I've got a lot of tiny URLs, but it's to make it easier for you guys to be able to navigate back and forth, and I don't have to keep changing slides. This is just going to bring up the reading list that has 6 articles. There are 2 articles, Angelina, there are 2 articles for each component. So it doesn't matter which one you do, everybody will be reading and taking notes on 2 different articles. And I will help you out with your pacing. I'll definitely help you out with how much time we're taking, how much time we're using. And then Alex, number 5. Thank you, Alex. So this last tiny URL is a reflection. I mentioned that when I was going over the agenda for the warm-up. It's a reflection that will allow you to kind of grade yourself, like how did I do in the activity, and it will allow you to give feedback, at least to me, on how your group members did. That's going to be valuable for a couple reasons. It will allow us to, if we really need to, change groups, and to a lesser degree, just kind of have this communication aspect where we're able to let our group members know, like, hey, I think you could have helped out just a tiny bit more. Next time, let's do better. Or, yo, you did really good today. Thank you so much. Let's keep this group work up. Many of you got groups that you requested. Now, it's your turn to prove what you said on the spreadsheet, which was essentially, when I'm with this person, we know how to get our work done. So if you said that, it's time to prove it. What questions are there about this slide? Because this is the slide we're working with the rest of class until about 11:20 or so. All right, in that case, we're starting at number 1 by grabbing a component handout. I'm going to be watching. Make sure you review the slides. Make sure you fill out the Google Sheet. You need 1 handout per person. 1 handout per person. Oh, okay, so you can put him, but you can just say like Alex dash other group, because that way you're just letting me know that he joined the other group just for the day, since Sophia's not here.
Right.
I'm going to be walking around. If you're having trouble finding the slideshow or finding the roll fill out survey, let me know. I know one group already got there. Good job, boys.
Are you running out of it?
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can get to master until you get to the articles involved. If you decide to print out an article, you can go ahead and print it out, but you gotta let me know. We can't have everyone leaving the room at once. The second one's the survey, but please, number 2, the tiny URL number 2 is more important. It gives you information about doing the component jigsaw. I'm putting a 10-minute timer on my computer. By the time those 10 minutes are up, we should all be reading articles, getting to work on our own aspect of the jigsaw. If you're wondering who to assign what component, I could give some advice on that.
The catalyst and alcohol.
Where is it? Oh.
Okay, so I just want to point out, this group right here, Carla, Jessica, and Ruby are doing a great job right now. They are reviewing the slideshow together, taking notes on the slides. Make sure you do that before jumping into the articles.
Oh, you know, you do the slideshow.
Thank you, Elmer.
I got you.
Yes. So, you can start, if you look at this, you'll notice that one of the slides, like when you start out,
What are you guys working on? We're doing the jigsaw for the stuff. You know what we're doing?
What's the question?
What are you working on?
We're working on biodiesel. Basically, we're just trying to find out what biodiesel means and the different components of biodiesel, such as like alcohol. There's lye, which is a catalyst, and then there's the precursor oil. I don't know what that is yet. I'm still trying to figure that out. The biodiesel is just mostly made of vegetable oil or animal fat-based products.
Does he want you to divide up the roles?
I'm not entirely sure. We're just basically figuring out if biodiesel is a better alternative than biodiesel or regular fuel.
I mean, how are you guys working together though?
Oh, cause then
So-
he's gonna take notes on alcohol. I'm gonna take notes on the catalyst, and he's gonna take notes on the oil.
Uh-huh.
And then at the end, we're all gonna come together and write it over here.
Oh, nice. Okay.
How would they?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. Oh, wait, where do you have to answer this? Yeah. What is have that written down. What makes it
Y'all, I'm really sorry you're all working really productively right now, but I wanted to take a pause. I forgot to actually go through the packet with you around what each section is and what we're doing with it. So quickly, many of you have already realized that the top section, before you get to component notes, is what you fill out using the slideshow. You use the slideshow to fill out this top section, and that's great. Once you've done that, the end of the slideshow directs you to the Google Sheet, which many of you have already filled out, and that's totally okay. When you get started, you'll notice that it has component notes And it asks you questions like, what component is this? What's the source? Write down direct quotes and facts. Write down questions you have. Write down a summary. And then it repeats for source number 2 because everybody has 2 articles to read. Then the last page and a half is the group review, where each person is able to share out. Each person's able to share out, and you take notes on what they are sharing out. And then lastly, there's just a tiny little additional note-taking space because I wanted to make sure we were maximizing the paper that we were using. Thank you for listening to that brief interruption. Now let's go ahead. No claps necessary. Thank you, Nico. Now let's get back to work, y'all. Well, no, so if you go to the third time,
Mr. Wagner, I can't get over the fact that you keep saying jig and it makes me want to dance the jig.
So then once you finish there, you can go to the third time URL and all 3 of you will do that. That's where you're all. Yes. Good job. So now you're all 3 on your thing. You pull up the article list and you read. Okay, well, so that'll be, so you go to the third time URL. It's actually on step 4 though. You go to the time URL on step 4. And there's 2 articles that are specifically on that. You can go do that as long as you can make it back to the actual source later. Because if you talk about it in your intro, then you need to be able to reference it in your references section. In the next couple minutes, we should get started on the article reading, and at that point, it should be essentially silent because we're all reading articles.
Okay, but you know, okay, but look, it's pictures and it's double spaced here. All right, hey, wait for Jessica to get back.
You can keep, Alex, you were using your phone to read the article. You can keep doing that, but only until Justin gets back.
Ian?
Yeah.
Elmar. That was the 10-minute timer. If you have not moved on to reading articles yet, you should be moving on momentarily. The tiny URL at number 4. I think Carla's printing out the articles for all of you guys. Okay. So she's from that.
I've always wanted one.
Alright, I think I'll just end the video now.
Showing everyone.
No, it's gonna end it now.